Hello and welcome to Binary News, your daily dose of focused gaming news, and myself, Amata. Today is the 21st of June, and this time I bring you something a little bit different regarding Battlefield 4, as EA has finally admitted that the launch of the title was unacceptable, and this actually comes from the CEO, Andrew Wilson. Now, obviously, when it came out, the game was a mess, and they actually had to suspend all DLC development so DICE could focus on fixing all the errors that had happened on each platform. And it's probably one of the more disastrous launches in recent times, and probably would have been one of the most disastrous if it wasn't for the existence of SimCity. Now, the EA CEO said to Eurogamer, quote, "For clarity, it wasn't actually a server problem for Battlefield 4. It was a client-side problem. Right now the game is playing extremely well and people are in there and having a lot of fun. I'm still playing it. For me, the situation we had was unacceptable. For the team, it was unacceptable. We have worked tirelessly since then to make sure the gameplay experience got to where it absolutely should have been at launch, and we're focused on that and continue to deliver value at player base." Now, Wilson has said that EA will be making a number of changes to the development process in order to avoid a repeat of this situation. And he said, quote, "We have changed development processes, we've changed development timelines, we've changed testing processes and beta processes, all with a view to not have these issues again." Now, he didn't want to abdicate responsibility. He did say that DICE struggled to successfully implement a range of new features in part because they were building the game on unfinished console platforms, which are of course the PS4 and Xbox One at the time. And he said, quote, "What was happening in Battlefield 4, even as we were pushing all of this innovation, was a lot of it we couldn't test until really late in the phase. I believe it was unique." And then the DICE boss, who is, of course, Magnus, said to Eurogamer, quote, "Was I surprised at the reaction? No. Were we a bit surprised by the state of the game? Yes, for sure. People in the studio have taken this very personally. It has led to some very tough decisions about what we're doing. We're looking forward, we're not looking backward anymore, and we're saying, okay, what do we do to take out of this hardening experience, and what does that mean for us moving forward?" Now, to be honest, I just hope this has taught EA a valuable lesson about not rushing your game out. It's all well and good to say, yeah, DICE were developing for unfinished platforms, before the PS4 and Xbox One actually came out. Okay, that's great, don't get me wrong, but maybe then you should have given them more time and not rushed out the release. If you'd given them a couple of extra months, just for example, then the game probably wouldn't have been as bad on PS4 and Xbox One. Because, well, it just seemed to me like it was rushed out a little bit, because DICE had their hands full. They were developing for literally every platform under the sun. You got PC, you had the previous gen, and then you had the new gen consoles, which of course were not even out at the time that they were developing Battlefield 4, and they had a lot on their plate already without trying to get to grips with a new platform. So it seems to me that at least for the PS4 and Xbox One versions, they should have been given more time, to be honest with you. So maybe EA will learn, and actually not rush things out again, because I think that was the main problem with Battlefield 4. Yes, it did have problems on the PS3 and Xbox 360 as well as, of course, on PC, but not as many as, well, Xbox and PS3 had its problems, but not as many as PC and next gen, basically. So I just think DICE needs to be given more time next time to actually properly work on these titles. Obviously, they're not going to be entering this situation again for quite some time, but that's not really the point. It still, I hope, should teach EA a lesson about not rushing out titles, as this is the result of giving a team too much. I don't think you could really criticise DICE for maybe getting a bit overwhelmed. I mean, how many platforms did they have to develop for? A lot. So, yes, it took them a long time to fix, but if they'd been given more time, it would have been more stable at launch. That's my opinion anyway. But do let me know yours in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.